Kenneth G Hasty, raw. In 3, 2, 1.
Greetings everyone, Kenneth G Hasty here once again with my video series for business owners and salespeople to help you grow your business and grow your sales. I'm a business growth consultant, so certainly if you need help with business growth consulting, I'm a good person to speak with. You can get a hold of me if you look at my website at kennethghasty.com. So meanwhile, today, the video is called The Truth About Cold Calling. You know, for those of you who may not know what cold calling is, it means contacting someone who's never been who you or your business has never been in contact with before, or certainly that you've never been in contact with before. Oftentimes that's in person, like a business owner will go around and cold call, introduce himself, or a salesperson will go looking for some business, so they'll go introduce themselves and cold call. So what most people will say about cold calling is it sucks. They will tell you it's unproductive, and et cetera, et cetera. And you know what? That can be true. But the simple truth is that sometimes it's all you have. Let's say, for instance, you've just come out of an appointment with a big potential business opportunity, and maybe you traveled there. So now you're in that little town or big town or whatever, and there's more opportunity. You've still got a lot of your day left. So why not make some cold calls, right? Why not strategize and make it go well? Well, first off, when I cold call, I want to know something about who I'm cold calling on, and it's worth the time to sit and figure it out. Even if I, go sit in a Starbucks or a Panera for a while, take advantage of the internet there, and I'll research, because these days you can Google any company, you can Google the people that run them. So you go on and do a little research, and it's amazing how much more powerful that is. Maybe they'll have something on their website that were just in the news, or, et cetera, et cetera. So now when you cold call, you show that you care. You have a little information on them when you walk in the door. So, if I walk up and I go in and I say, hi, I'm Kenneth G Hasty from Acme Company. I want to see the boss. Well, you're not going to get anywhere. You've got to look at what's in it for them. So first off, when you go in, when you first contact the person at the front desk or the receptionist or whoever's there, let's talk about an in-person call. It's probably easier. So when you first contact them, keep in mind that they have a lot of influence oftentimes on the boss, especially in a smaller business or office. Or maybe, if you're selling B2C, maybe it's a family member, maybe you knocked on the door and, maybe it wasn't the purchasing person there, it was a teenager or whatever. I use a rule called always be selling, because even if I can't get to the person, there's two things that happen. One is what you call influence. So they have an influence, so why not tell them a little about what you have? Be enthusiastic, try to get them to, to buy into what you're doing and perhaps help you to, get to the boss or close it. Make them part of the process. Two is a term called overhear psychology. And what I'll do there is I'll speak loudly enough and friendly about my product so anybody else who's around the corner, say the boss who says he's not there or what have you, can hear what I'm saying, and then they overhear it, and I'm getting my message across. Or perhaps it's, somebody else who's got a lot of influence on the boss who's just back there kind of eavesdropping. That's okay. That's what I want. So whatever the product or service that I have, I want to be enthused about it. I want to go and say, man, we got the best thing. Your boss is going to love this. It's going to love you for showing it to them, et cetera. Also, when you first walk in on a cold call, observe what's around the person that you're speaking to, the photos, the little mementos, the travel souvenirs, things like that. Because then you can establish a personal bond with them. If I go in and I see somebody's got a say a magnet from Italy, I'll say, oh, were you in Italy? And they'll either go, yes, I was, and we can talk about Italy because I've been there 6 times. Or I could, if they say no, it's, oh man, I've been there, you'd really love it. I hope you get a chance to go sometime, whatever, but somehow find a personal bond, something about it, If find something nice to say to them and about them. It just, once you cross that border, then they want to help you. So then they're more likely to help instead of just throw your card in the trash later. I remember when I was training way back when for, I just got in the dental business. The guy that was training me was having trouble on cold calling, and I was already an experienced salesperson, but I was in a new company, new product line, so I was learning, And I kid you not, he walked up, he'd throw down his business card, he'd say his name and the company, and stand there. And I'm thinking to myself, I should be training you, dude, because that never works, So you want to go in. First, they're going to buy from you, then they're going to buy from the company. So if they don't buy you, they're not buying from the company. So keep in mind that each person you talk to is an individual. I always draw like a little cartoon thing, over their head in my mind that says, "What's in it for me?" So remember that everybody, you're coming in, or you're going to make it more hassle for them because they got to learn something new, whatever. So I will try to find a way to find something that makes it a benefit to them, and just look at your product and you can kind of figure that out. All right, so ABS, always sell everyone. So what that means is, if you're in the building or a couple people sitting there or whatever, talk to them. Say, hey, I've got this greatest product, da da da, and I think your company may really like this, and because you may be talking to the boss and not know it. You may be talking to the boss's wife, girlfriend, family member, whatever. So never underestimate the power of the people that are around you when you go in somewhere on a cold call. Then try to book an appointment. You're probably not going to get in. I hate to break it to you, no matter how good you are, you're probably not going to get in when you go in on the cold call. But it's like playing pool. You can get the ball a little closer to the pocket. And so what do I mean by that? I say, let's say, gee, the boss is really busy, can't see you. I said, I understand that. I don't have an appointment. That's probably the best way to work, So let's set up an appointment. I've already bonded with them a little bit, so hopefully they put their neck out a little bit and schedule an appointment for me. Now, they could come back and say, well, why don't you give me some brochures or something like that, and then I'll see if they're interested. That's usually a very common response. I say, sure, no problem. I'm happy to do that. Let's do this. How about, when are you going to give it to them? Is it going to be today, or, they're going to be back next week, or when? Okay. How about if I call you like a day or two later after that, and then let's talk, and maybe give me a feel, and throw me a bone here. If they kind of liked it, or if they didn't like it at all, or whatever, and that'll help me know, how to work with them or try to work with them later. Does that sound like a deal? They'll be like, okay, I suppose I could do that, whatever. Say, let me get their name, call their name out again. Ask if they have a card. They won't, but ask if they do. Say, do you have a card, Julie? Well, actually, I don't. I said, well, let me do this. Could I get the boss's card and I could kind of write your name on there? Great. I'm going to call you back. Now, I got one other. It's a really important question here. Is this a donut office? Or is this a bagel office? Or is this like a fruit and vegetable office? Because I'm thinking when I come in, if they're interested, I'm going to come back in, and just might happen to bring a little stuff with me, and I like to bring enough to share for everybody, if that's okay with you. They're like, yeah, that'd be great. Okay, well, cool. Let's make that happen. So what I just do, if it's an important enough call where what I'm selling, I'm going to make enough money on it, or if I've got an expense account, it's well worth my money to spend $10, on some things to bring in. And now, so what's in it for them? It could be as simple as that, truly. All right, last but not least, book the appointment, try to book the appointment. But after that, follow up. Because, most research shows that most sales come around the 8th follow-up. Unfortunately, most sales people quit after about the 3rd follow-up. So if you're, if you're following up, you don't want to be a pest. You don't want to call every day. Are you going to buy it or not? Because then you're going to get like one follow-up and you're out of there. But you can follow up by sending pertinent information. If I knew the person had been to Italy, I might see some travel article about Italy and send it over. Say, hey, I was thinking of you. I saw this article about Italy. Next time you go, you might want to explore this. Nothing about business. That's okay. Sometimes it'll be a proof. Something about our company or about our products. Something that Maybe as a testimonial, say, hey, here's what one of our customers just said about it. I thought you'd like this, da-da-da. Anything like that. But stay in the loop, follow up. And then every second or third one of those, you say, wouldn't it be a good time to get in and let's talk about this. So the more you're a resource, the more they get to know you, starting from that initial cold call, because now one big benefit of a cold call is they've met you. They know you're a person. You're not just some voice on a phone. You're not some text on their computer screen. You're a real person. And so if you combine with the people there, start the process, go forward, and you can be very successful even with cold calls. And that's the truth about cold calling. So happy selling. Take care. Bye.